This is Niko Brown from Culture Couture Podcast, and we're here to talk about the wonderful and illustrious Normani. Now let's get started with Miss Normani. She actually was a member of a girl group called Fifth Harmony.
Want my hair like that? Do we make them stairs?
And that was kind of like the 2K era, you know, low-rise jeans, pink monochromatic airbrush t-shirts with the Perry hats and the over-accessorized. Just remember that era. It was so fun, and she was a part of that. And she was a part of Superstardom at a really young age in a really cool era.
Hey guys, it's Normani. Hi, I'm Stan Jane. Hi, I'm Camila. Hi, I'm Allie. Hi, I'm Lauren. And we're Fifth Harmony.
That was temporary though, because things change.
Here we go, go, go again. Here we go again.
There she is. There she is.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
For Normani, I think they all changed. Let's get into the whole group right before I get into her, because I definitely do think y'all need an unsung moment. Her and their evolution has been so polarizing in a great way, because we were able to see all of them grow and distance themselves professionally and not be in a position to clash and be in each other's, you know, be pitted against one another and all of those crazy things.
How much do you feel like being in that girl group, with Harmony, obviously, prepared you for this moment of you being Normani and being out there? Again, it must have not have been the easiest of times at times. I'm sure you had a lot of fun doing it and whatnot, but also it must have been a hard graft. How much do you feel like that's prepared you for what you're doing today?
I mean, the bad and the good, like you said. I feel like honestly all of those were pivotal moments for me as a woman, but also as a Black woman in the industry. You know, my experience is fairly different than everybody else's. Granted, we all had to make sacrifices and had a hard time, you know, having literally been thrown in the industry at such an early age. I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And so being, like I said, the other and constantly being reminded of that, I was actually socially and racially bullied online.
Okay.
And as a chocolate girl, I think I love talking about my chocolate girls and bringing them up and making them the source of my topics for the glow up, because why not? So with that being said, she started her own solo career in about 2018. And when I mean she started a solo career with bangers. Khalid, and she did like a really cool remix with K Tronada. And you know K Tronada, he's just one of the girls, and we just love him so much. With that being said, she continued to do more things like Motivation, Dancing with a Stranger with Sam Smith. She was in mogul status in her single era, and everybody loved it. And just to name a few, I'm still going to name more. Her next single was with Cardi B. That raised the bar for her own self.
And then, I mean, talk about Wild Side too. You said earlier, like working with Cardi B and like getting her in a different pocket.
Yeah.
So how was it working with her? I know she's got to be a blast.
She's one of the sweetest people that I know. At that time, she was pregnant and she delivered. Like, I remember I was already in rehearsals for the music video, and we got her verse. I think it was like the day before we ended up shooting the music video. She turned it around like very, very just quickly, and she's always been supportive and a champion of mine, and I've always been a fan of hers.
She was not, and she is not, and I feel like she has never really, from the public's eye and from my and the Glow Up community opinion, we do not feel like she was in competition with another person. I never thought to pit her against any other artist or compare, because she has always been in her own lane and successfully and peacefully and respectfully. So kudos to Miss to Miss Normani for always being an endeavor and honestly just dancing with a stranger with her career, because she didn't know, like most of us didn't know, where any of this would have led. I'm sure she planned out steps strategically to get to where she is because she wanted this.
Okay, you did it once, you could do it again.
You can do it
And you
again.
could do it again, and you could do it again, and you're still alive, and you're still blessed, and your fans love you, and I'm really, really proud of myself, too. I get, like, emotional because, like, I wasn't supposed to be the one in this position.
Why do you say that?
Because I always felt like that.
That's a place of self-reflection that can do you in unless you find a way to leave it behind.
I feel like I've been in preparation and in hiding for so long, and it's not easy, too, you know, like, seeing everybody have their opportunity and moment, you know? And me constantly feeling like I can't catch a break. So that's why I don't take this moment for granted. Like, I'm grateful that it's finally come.
And it worked. And Miss Normani album from Dopamine. That album was no skips. It was play and repeat because it was so amazing. My favorite song off of the album would be 159. I feel like she is stepping her game up in such a singular era. I think most of the songs kind of went with each other. They had a cohesive vibe. They mostly had the same vibe. They kind of had a typical sound for Normani, and that's something that I loved about her because, you know, when she was in Fifth Harmony, she was more of a backup artist. She was more of a backup singer. And then when she got out and she was doing her singles, she wanted her voice to be heard, okay? And we were hearing it, okay? And with this one, she was able to do some of her little fun stuff like the do-do-do-do and all that stuff. You know, like she's fun with her music, and I think this is one of the albums, her first album, where she was able to give us she was able to give us an idea of what her next album may be when it comes to the essence of her being on any song. And I feel like she's been able to give us that capturing moment with her single era, and this has been a solidifying character for her. And because this was such a anticipated blowout, we wanted to see Miss Normani come out with an album, and I feel like she had some, you know, quarrels and, you know, discrepancies with some things with her production team, and we all have come up to an assumption or our own general opinion that she may have had some manager issue. Once her managers were switched, I believe it was a literally abrupt switch, and then she started to get the marketing that she deserved. Just the everything, her album covers, her music videos, just the spotlight that I feel like Miss Normani was supposed to have when she was, you know, ready to leave Miss Fifth Harmony. So with that being said, I always strive to see this color scheme in the music industry because it just gives our young girls that are coming way after us an example and representation of what it looks like for them to be on TV as well as everyone else. Because if you guys get an opportunity, we want us to get one too, okay? And thank you, Normani, for always being a perfect representation of that, because you never see her in the clubs, you never see her in the, you know, just in the blogs being, you know, messy and none of that stuff. Like, that's not bad or anything, but I just feel like, you know, as a relatable person and a relatable chocolate girl in the industry, I feel like she gives us something a little bit more different. And for that, I appreciate. And I'm always going to be one of her #1 fans. Now we're going to go ahead and conclude this glow up of Miss Normani as, you know, another good one. Another one that we can, for the books, that we can say, hey, we are supporting our community. We can't wait to see every other girl and every other guy and music artist and actor and actress and fashion person, because the girls love the fashion, okay? And see them in their spotlight. So again, this is Niko Brown from Culture Couture Podcast, and I'm here with the glow up on Normani. Enjoy.